Hey guys, it's me Seren back with another video. So I haven't done a book haul video in a while, and I went to the bookstore last week and I picked up a ton of really interesting books that I wanted to do a video on and share with you guys. So this one's going to be a little different from previous book hauls, as all of the books that I'm going to be showing you guys today are not all by Black authors, but I still want to show you guys the books and share them with you, and I think you guys would enjoy them and kind of be into it. So we're gonna just go ahead and get it going. So as you guys know, I love books. I love to read. When I was in the bookstore, I was Snapchatting it, and I was like, this is why I cannot come to the bookstore alone, because I am a crackhead. I was in the bookstore for 3-4 hours, looking at the books, and I had a huge pile, and I was trying to decide which books I was gonna buy, and the books were extremely reasonably priced, and I was just I cannot buy 30 books. I have to narrow it down to at least 10. I have to get my, I was I have a substance abuse problem, and my drug of choice are books. I can't go to bookstores alone. So the first book that I want to show you is Set the Shotgun to the Head, which I bought for $2. $2. And this is they sell some new books, but they also sell a lot of used books at this used bookstore. So this one actually had this is a personalized, that someone, Carlos, thank you always, again and again. And now I own your book, Carlos. So The Shotgun to the Head, a poem by Saul Williams. Saul Williams is he's a rapper, he's a slam poet, he's an author. He does a lot of work around Blackness and around the state of being Black and around race relations. And he does a lot of really interesting and experimental type stuff. So I'm gonna read you just a little bit from the back. Said the shotgun to the head is an invitation to live and die in the moment, a confrontation of the politics of empire, a dare to transform oneself in the face of fear, and a post-9/11 love song all in one. There's an excerpt. The greatest Americans have not been born yet. They are waiting patiently for the past to die. So I really enjoy Saul Williams, even though I have to tell you guys, I do not always love poetry and spoken word, which I know it's take away my pro-Black card. I watch Love Jones, and I'm just please don't anyone ever take me to a slam bar, because I would just be sitting there I don't understand what's going on. But I do enjoy Saul Williams. I do enjoy his work. For any of you guys that ever watched Girlfriends, you will probably remember that Saul Williams was Lynn's artist boyfriend that was celibate, and she was dying to have sex with him, and he was no, I'm celibate. That was Saul Williams. For any of you that didn't watch Girlfriends or are not familiar, please go look it up. So I bought Set the Shotgun to the Head, a poem by Saul Williams. I bought this for $2. I bought this, The Colored Museum. This is a play about George C. Wolfe. I really don't know anything about this, except I thought it looked super interesting. And I think, this was also $2. And I read the blurb on the back, and I was oh, this looks super interesting. And I kind of want to read it. And I want to get into reading more plays. And I want to get into reading more which is also why I wanted to get this Saul Williams book. Excuse me, because I also want to get into reading more non-narrative, non-linear narrative works. I feel it's just a good exercise for my brain to think in non-linear types of ways. I don't know, that could just be me. But I'm going to read you guys the back. The Colored Museum has electrified, discomforted, and delighted audiences of all colors as it redefines our ideas of what it means to be Black in the 1980s. Its 11 exhibits cut the stilted legs out from under Black stereotypes, old and new, and return to the facts of what being Black means. George C. Wolfe is the kind of satirist, I might be pronouncing that wrong, satirist? I know it's satire, satirist, who takes no prisoners. The shackles of the past have been defied by Mr. Wolfe's fearless humor, and it's a most liberating revolt. Yeah, this was published in 1988. So again, this is a play kind of about the state of Blackness. What does it mean to be Black? And again, I kind of want to get into some more non-linear narratives on on these types of things. So I'm really excited about this one. And this is like a little, very short. Yeah, it's only 62 pages. So, and I'm a pretty fast reader, so I'll probably like blast through this. So The Colored Museum, a play by George C. Wolfe. Now I bought The #1 Ladies Detective Agency by Alexander McCall Smith. This is now a TV show. I don't know if the TV show still comes on. I think it came on like HBO or something like that. And I believe it had like Anika Noni Rose and Jill Scott. And it's set in, where is this set? Zimbabwe? Yes, Zimbabwe. Yes, it's set in Zimbabwe. And it's about these African women running a detective agency. Now, the author of this book, Alexander McCall Smith, is a white man, which I did not know. But I've heard that this series is very good, and I've never seen the TV show, and I've heard that the TV show is also really, really good. So I do want to check out the TV show, and they had the whole entire series, and I think this book was also like $1. This book was $1, and they had the whole series there. But I was like, I'm not gonna buy the whole series. I'm just gonna buy the first book and see what I think and see how I like it. Because people say that they really enjoyed the books and they love the TV show. But this is also kind of what people are talking about when they talk about representation, like quote unquote, like in front of the camera as well as like behind the camera. So you kind of start getting into these conversations about even when we are getting like quote unquote representation up on a screen in terms of characters that are being written. Are we also having Black people, Black women also writing our own stories and speaking for ourselves? Or is it still a narrative, as kind of routed through a white person or, like a conduit, which is an interesting conversation that maybe we can get into on a later date. But I did want to give the book a chance, and it was only $1. So The #1 Ladies Detective Agency, the first novel in Alexander McCall Smith's widely acclaimed The #1 Ladies Detective Agency series, tells the story of the delightfully cunning and enormously engaging Precious Remixed, let me know if I said that right, who is drawn to her profession to help people with the problems in their lives. Immediately upon setting up shop in a small storefront in Gaborone, she's hired to track down a missing husband, uncover a con man, and follow a wayward daughter. But the case that tugs at her heart and lands her in danger, is that of a missing 11-year-old boy who may have been snatched by witch doctors. So, it sounds like a really super interesting premise. Again, I know people love the TV show. I know people love these books. So, I'm going to give this one a try and see what you guys think. And I also bought this book that I'm really super excited about it, called Cinema Remixed and Reloaded, Black Women Artists and the Moving Image Since 1970. So yes, but this was published by Spelman College Contemporary Arts Museum, Houston. And it's basically almost like an anthology. Let's see, I could see like all the reflection on the book. And it's just full of interviews from Black women artists, from Black women filmmakers, from Black women that aren't necessarily doing narrative films, but Black women that are doing documentaries, Black women that are using video installations as art, videographers, and I clearly do video, and I do have an interest. I've never really thought about like making movies, but I do have an interest, of course, in film and video. Clearly, I use video as a medium. So I was really interested in this book. Contrary Instincts and Black Women's Experimental Film Forms. And I also have never seen a book that focuses solely on Black women, like film artists and Black women that are using like experimental film, that are like using film in different ways that maybe aren't even necessarily making like narrative films, even though again this book does get into narrative filmmaking and movies and stuff like that, but again video installations and documentaries and all types of really cool stuff. So I had to get this one. This one was a little bit more pricey. It was $15, but this is like a huge hardcover coffee table book that I'm pretty sure costs more than $15. And it has like full color images on the inside. I mean, these are all stills. These are all stills from films made by Black women, specifically, which I really like. So I was like, oh, I have to get this one. So I've thumbed through it. I'm super, super, super excited to read it more thoroughly. And I'm just like really, really looking forward to like, I've read some of the interviews already that are in here about, again, like Black women specifically using moving images as a medium, as a way of self-expression. And I just find that to be really, really, really extremely fascinating. Oh, this is from the cover. Elizabeth Axman, American Classics, 2005. Digital video, color, sound, a 4-minute loop. So, cinema remixed and reloaded. Black women artists and the moving image since 1970. Super excited about this one. So those are the 4 kind of like Black-centric books that I really wanted to show you guys. I also bought these 2 books that are not by Black authors. I bought Aloft, which is by Chang-Rae Lee. It's Chang-Rae Lee, who's clearly an East Asian author. I believe he's Japanese. I looked it up, and now, of course, I can't remember. And I don't want to say he is Japanese if he's not, but I bought this one, Aloft, by Chang-Rae Lee, because I kind of want to read more novels written by people of color. And I also bought The Space Between Us by Thrity Umrigar. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And this is set in India. And it's about an Indian woman, and I believe one of her like domestic workers. Yeah, poignant, evocative. I actually have no idea what Aloft is even about, honestly, because there was no blurb. I just bought it because it was $1, and I liked the cover. I have no idea what it was even about. Okay, I'm not even going to lie to you. But this one, The Space Between Us, is an intimate portrait of a distant yet familiar world set in modern-day India. It is the story of 2 compelling and achingly real women, Sarah Dubash, an upper-middle-class Parsi housewife whose opulent surroundings hide the shame and disappointment of her abusive marriage, and Bhima, a stoic, illiterate, hardened by a life of despair and loss, who has worked in the Dubash household for more than 20 years. So it's about this like bond between these like 2 women in this household. And I thought this sounded really, really interesting, and it's written by a woman of color, an Indian woman. Yeah, Thrity Umrigar. And I think this one was also like $1, $2. That's the author. So I picked up these just because they were cheap, and I wanted to read some novels by people of color. And I also bought the Batman Encyclopedia of Comic Book Heroes because I'm a nerd, and I felt like all of my nerds that watch my videos would really appreciate this. So, also have to throw that in there because Academy Award-winning Suicide Squad, which that Suicide Squad video is still coming. Don't think I forgot. I haven't forgotten. So, book haul. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Number one ladies detective agency. Have any of you read this series? Have you watched the show? Let me know in the comments what you guys think of this. Is it like, let me know what you guys think. The Colored Museum, a play. Said the Shotgun to the Head, Saul Williams. Cinema remixed and reloaded, Black women artists. So, I haven't done a book haul video in a while. I wanted to show you guys these books. I'm super excited about them. What books are you guys reading? I don't know if I'm going to be able to find links for all of these, but the books that I can find links for will be in the description box. So if any of you guys want to check out any of these books for yourselves, please go look in the description box because the links will be there. Let me know again what you guys think in the comments. What are you guys reading? Have you read any of these books? Do you have any book recommendations? And food for thought as always, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!